Meanwhile, at Real Madrid, managerial turnover, training ground tension, frustrated stars. Rory, how do Los Blancos rebuild and reset heading into next season?
Yeah, we mentioned family for Barcelona. It's been very much the opposite for Real Madrid this season. And it's difficult to know exactly where the message is coming from because Arbeloa is very close to the president, the Real Madrid manager, very close to the president, Florentino Perez. And so a lot of his messaging over the last few weeks has been very direct, very pointed. He said, we need players who put the collective first. It hurts me when I see that Real Madrid are the team that run the least. Real Madrid was built on players that were covered in sweat and mud, not players in tuxedos. Some very direct messages at some of their stars there. And I think what's become patently clear over the last few months is that Real Madrid, beyond the football problems that they have, and there are some to fix there as well, first and foremost, they need to clean up this dressing room. They need to find some leadership in that dressing room. They need to find an atmosphere that kind of reflects what Carlo Ancelotti used to say 2-3 years ago, was that this was the best atmosphere I've ever had in a dressing room. That hasn't been present over the last 2 years. And I guess if there's a silver lining for Madridistas is that a manager coming in has rarely had so much ammunition to effect change as he does right now.
Rory, you sound like my wife. Clean up your side of the closet, Coy. Clean up that dressing room. All right, Kylian Mbappé has now spent 2 seasons at Real. No Spanish league titles won. No Spanish cups. No Champions Leagues won, while his former club PSG may win their 2nd straight Champions League. How would you describe Mbappe's time at Real with one word?
To put it in a word, I'd say self-indulgent. I mean, as you say, the figures for Mbappe are there. 85 goals, 10 assists in his 100 games there. He's individually got a really good highlights reel, and you can look at stages of the season this year. Apart from his opening 3 months, he's more or less performed in terms of kind of in front of goal, in terms of the things you'd expect to see. But at the same time, we've not really seen that collective spirit. And some of the things that Arbeloa mentioned, those kind of pointed comments, some of those are directed at Mbappe because we see him playing number 9, but we don't see him making the runs to kind of take defenders away for his teammates. We don't see him kind of integrated in the kind of team spirit in the same way that you could say Lewandowski was for Barcelona. Obviously, the two kind of opposed in those two settings. But yeah, Mbappe, there's not a lot of love for him at Real Madrid. And I think that kind of speaks to the fact that he still at this point seems to be an individual in a team of stars as opposed to kind of the leader of a team. And very much it feels like Vinicius is still the one that has the affection of the rest of the Real Madrid dressing room.